Gamers, we're prepping for Edge of Fate. I wanted to put together a quick video on telling you what I'm doing on my account to get ready for a whole new game. Now, some of you might be like, well, Clyde, we don't need to prep. Our old armor is still good. I deleted my vaults. I'm not bounty prepping. There is some stuff that's going to make grind for you a little bit easier because I feel like we're taking on a huge grind, a huge power level grind, new armor grind, new weapon grind. And it's going to be nice to just have some checklists done before we get into the content. So first, let's talk about bounties. Yes, I know the dreaded bounty prep. We're going to need bounties. That's how you get XP for your unlocks. Raffle Waffle was explaining the artifact for Edge of Fate, and he hovered over his artifact, and you could see that you need XP for the unlock still. So let's go over some destination bounties that are easy to do and less painful. So first up, we're going to go to the Eternity. We're going to go talk to Xur. You got daily bounties there you can pick up. Pretty simple stuff. You're going to go into the dares anyway because you're going to grab the Star Horse weekly bounty. Just grab one of the lower scored one. Just make sure it's XP plus. I do like the 180k one. I don't really worry about the 300k because I can do the lower score one with randoms and it's simple. Going into Dreaming City, there is 6 weeks of Ascendant challenges. So if you didn't grab it last week, you'll be 1 weekly bounty short. So grab these weeklies, the Ascendant challenges, grab the Blind Well one, and some daily at Petra as well. Head on over to Nexus. You can grab those daily ones, see which ones you haven't done. These are pretty simple. You can get them done in 5 minutes. On the Moon, you're going to grab the 2 weeklies from Eris and some dailies. Yes, these do give XP, and also the 2 Nightmare weeklies as well. Cosmodrome has 2 weeklies with some dailies, so make sure you grab those as well. And then head on over to EDZ and grab those dailies. I do stop at Savathun's Throne World and grab these dailies because it's usually just kill enemies with weapons and it takes a few minutes. Europa has 4 weeklies. Make sure you grab 1 each week. So there's going to be 3 weeks of rotators, and then you have 1 static weekly. So grab that, and then grab the dailies while you're doing those. I don't do the Neptune weekly because it's kind of annoying in the dailies. You can also do your clan weeklies as well. Me personally, I do the easy ones like the raid one, the Nightfall one, the dungeon encounters one, but I don't do the 10 weekly crucible or the 10 gambits or the assists. The 2 dailies takes me 5 minutes to do. Those weeklies sometimes take 20-30 minutes depending on matchmaking, or you might not have friends on. It's just not worth it. Once you grab all these bounties that I just went over, just wait for dailies to reset. Remember with inventory space that if you're farming echo engrams, which I'll get to, make sure you pick this up from failsafe so you're accumulating more engrams from the activities you're doing, so you can stack up the helm failsafe engrams to go get high stat armor. So you're going to need to make some room while doing that. So putting your bounties in your inventory and making sure that you have no quests. Remember that you can just delete all the quests and pick them up in this archive. They do keep progress here, so I just wanted to show you. This was like a Tiku's catalyst that I deleted. The progress saves, so you're just cleaning out your inventory for new content. Let's start going over the mats now. So a lot of people are wondering, what kind of mats do we need for Edge of Fate? Get as many Ascendant shards as you possibly can, which I'm about to show you how to. Stack these exotic ciphers from Xur each week because you're going to need them to focus your exotics. And then Ascendant alloys. There's not really a safe farm in the game right now, so I'm just recommending you come here and actually buy them from his inventory. So you can simply come here and do a material exchange for the shards of the alloys, and then you have special orders. You get 3 per week. I feel like that's an easy way. Chat told me there was a few ways to farm the Ascendant alloys, but they all seemed kind of like not fun. So I don't want to have you do something that you're not going to like either. Just pick these up as you go. Should be easy. So why are people stacking a lot of exotics? As you see here, I have exotic engrams full, and then I'm going to go over here, and I actually just started doing this, so I'm still working on my inventory. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stack at least 15 engrams on each character in my postmaster. The reason why this is important is because the exotics are going to be changing over to the new stats. And I know Bungie said, hey, we're going to give you 20 free tickets at 801. Well, 20 free tickets is account wide, and it's one time ever. So that's not going to be enough for me to make builds and get perfectly rolled exotics. So I'm stacking up as many exotic engrams per character, and I'm doing this by running Insight Terminus GM or Warden of Nothing. I switch between those two because they're probably the 2 easiest to farm. If you're wondering how to get those Nightfalls available, this is the remaining schedule of the season for the next month, and guess what? They're not on there. So you're gonna have to play with someone in your fire team that is not Conqueror. I unfortunately claimed my title and I cannot show the node. But if I play with people that have the node available, we can just keep doing Insight Terminus and Warden over and over and over. I do see these posts a lot on Fire Team Finder, and I do see them on LFG, so it should be pretty simple for you. Some of you might not even be Conqueror or done it. It will be available there for you. If not, doing the weekly Nightfalls is probably going to be a pain because they do take a little longer and some team coordination. The grind is just up to you. The whole purpose is do your Nightfall. When you finish the Nightfall, you're going to get your enhancement prisms, prisms, which you can go hand into Raoul to get more shards and get more ascendant alloys, or you could start masterworking a piece of gear. So just for a test here, I'm going to go into my collections. I'm going to find an exotic for my hunter. Let's just say it's Knucklehead Radar, and I know I will never use this for right now in the current meta, and I'm actually going to level this up all the way. Now you could take a gamble and wait for double Nightfall rewards, but again, like, I don't want to sit around and wait, so I'm going to do a little bit of Nightfalls each week just so I can start stacking them up. So I spent 3 Ascendant shards there, and now this is masterwork, and I'm just going to stick it in my vault, and we're done. Now I have an Ascendant shard stacked for Edge of Fate, and I just need to keep going and run more Nightfalls to get those back. You kind of see where this is going, right? We're just putting the exotic in the vault, so when I need it, I'm just going to be an Edge of Fate. I'm going to need an Ascendant shard because I'm focusing all my engrams and I'm wasting all my materials, and I'm just going to be able to dismantle that and get cores, prisms, and a shard back. And what I mean by this is that you're going to be using this system right here. So when Edge of Fate drops, you're just going to be able to sit here and spam every exotic engram you have and Ascendant shards and focus your ghost. I'll probably focus mobility and try and get mobility with like intellect spiked, or mobility with discipline, or mobility with strength. Also, remember, there is a 4th page. Once you level up Raoul to max level, which is 17, you'll be able to get this 4th page unlocked and use 1 exotic cipher and 1 exotic engram, maybe to get the new exotics. So that's another thing to keep in mind, that you're rushing the process so you don't have to wait for the new exotics. Now, while doing that, some of you might not have enhancement cores. So while you're doing these Nightfalls, you're going to be stacking up plenty of enhancement prisms. What I want you to do is go to the armor section, go to the leveling. I buy these helmets at level 5. What I'm going to do now, since I'm farming the Nightfalls, I'm going to get my prisms back. So right here, I spent 3 enhancement cores and 1 enhancement prism on that one. And I'm going to do the same thing here. And you usually do this after every Nightfall or every like couple Nightfalls. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete, and I'm going to get, I just made 6 enhancement cores off 2 enhancement prisms. So if you do this a lot, you can easily stack enhancement cores up and just multitask and have plenty of materials. Now, some of you have probably seen my previous video where I told you to go focused engrams at failsafe so you can get crazy stat gear like this. You got to take this as a grain of salt. All I'm doing is I'm prepping some high stat gear for Edge of Fate because there might not be a way for me to farm it before the raid. You could turn on the game on Tuesday, July 15th, and none of this armor matters, and you're going to delete it all. That's okay. You're probably going to be going into Edge of Fate with a full vault or close to it because you don't know what to delete and you don't know what's going to be useful. I am going to clean my vault live on stream on July 2nd because that's the day after Bungie's 2nd stream. So I'm going to just get rid of the garbage. Just make sure that you're going to fail safe. You're focusing mobility on your ghost so you can spike it with the bottom 3. So there is a command that you can type in dim. As you see here, it's highlighting my armor. That's kind of bad. It's a long script, so I'm going to put it in the description down below, but it's pretty much just telling me what stuff is very low underneath 67 base stat. So if it's highlighted, it's pretty much telling you it's safe to delete. I'm not going to delete everything that it tells me to because I might use it for some of my builds, but some of you might have really cluttered vaults and you'd be like, dude, I don't know what armor to delete. I don't know what stuff is good. I don't know what stuff is not. You could change the script up here. As you see, I have it set to 67. I can actually change this down to like a 66 or a 65 stat. There's a lot of cool things you could do with dim. I just didn't know that there was cool little scripts you could type in to kind of help you out. Which brings me to the exotic class items. This is probably one of the most broken exotic class items for the hunter, just simply because you always have woven mail and the build's really fun. But some of you might not have Dual Destiny unlocked. Please do this. The reason why this is important is because leading up to Edge of Fate, like I said, you're probably going to be doing some GMs and you're going to be stacking up those strange coins. Xur might sell them in the upcoming weeks, and you can get the exotic class items that you need because they are still going to be really strong in Edge of Fate, and it could make or break a build. Don't forget, you guys can do the solo checkpoint spoil farm. You can load into Vogue every week. Free Templar. After you beat Templar, you'll have access to the 2 chests from the start. You'll be able to use grapple and get back to the start of Vogue, and you can also push onto the Gorgon's Maze, get that hidden chest, and then get the chest right before Gatekeeper. That is 60 spoils per week off just 1 raid itself, so you can go into the other raids and get those spoils as well. I don't think Bungie's gonna change that system. They haven't said anything, but you never know. On their live stream, they could be like, hey, there's a new spoil, but I don't think so. Please make sure you do some Vogue farming this week if you don't have the Heathen's Vengeance and the Corrective Measure. Those 2 weapons are probably going to be used a lot in Edge of Fate, and that rocket might be DPS meta for the raid, so I just want to point out it is Vogue, so take advantage of that. But other than that, I mean, I pretty much went over all the basics. I'm not going to break down all the weapons you should have Like I said, I did that in the returning player guide because we just don't know what's going to be good. And I'm sorry that I didn't really like teach you guys what to get rid of in your vaults. We don't want to do it too early. But like I said, I will be doing vault cleaning live on July 2nd, and I might even do some raffles to where I clean your vault for you. We're just going to see how it goes, because we're probably going to need a lot of stuff to do leading up to Edge of Fate, because by then we're going to be pretty bored. I do want to point out that the season pass extension still does work. A lot of people think it doesn't work anymore, but you can actually still use it. So if you download the season pass extension for Firefox, I use that one over Chrome just because I'm used to it. You can just type it in on Google, sign into bungie.net, and then you click on the extension in the top right hand corner, and it lets you select which season you'd like to go back to. This is good for saving exotic engrams, saving exotic ciphers, some old gear. So don't collect any of it, just use it for Edge of Fate. Hopefully these tips and tricks can just teach you guys how to stack mats, stack XP, and get ahead so that you don't feel like Destiny's a chore for you in Edge of Fate. I feel like prepping is always good because you're focused on the new content. You already have the materials. If you want to go for some crazy high stat build and you need an exotic, you got the engrams, you got the mats, you're good to go. And hopefully we enjoy the new content. Thanks for watching the video. Appreciate all the support on the live streams and the videos as well. Don't forget to sub, and I'll see you guys in the next one.